Are the Denver Broncos a playoff team? This is your Denver Sports Daily for October 23rd. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel V. Hill.
Short answer, no, because the season is still going on. But technically at this point, if the season were to end, they would be a playoff team. Sitting at 4-3 right now, the Broncos would be the 7th seed in the AFC, meaning they would go to take on the Houston Texans in the first round. They are the number 2 seed. The Broncos, they have a lot to do right now to actually get that AFC seeding to be a playoff team. But seeing that we're here this early, it's a pretty good to think about. The Broncos do take on the Carolina Panthers this Sunday, giving them a huge opportunity to jump to 5-3. There was a little bit of confusion yesterday for the Panthers. The QB, Andy Dalton, was in a car accident yesterday in Charlotte. Everyone in the vehicle was okay, but it's unclear if he'll still start for the team. So there may be some confusion on if we're playing Andy Dalton, if we're playing Bryce Young. So there's going to be things to see there, but I personally believe that the Broncos can be a playoff team. They've shown that they are defensively one of the better teams in the league. Bo Nix has shown that he can lead the team. Our wide receivers has shown up. If we can stay healthy, there's no reason we can't go to the playoffs and possibly win a game. Now, we'll have to get higher seeding because if we go up first against the Houston Texans, I don't see us winning that. But again, this is so early. Things are going to change. I want to see where we are in 5 weeks. Then it'll start to be a bit clearer on if we really have a chance, how the AFC West is turning out. But I do 100% believe that the Broncos can be a playoff team. Now, moving on, the Avs are heating up. They are hot after starting the season 0-4. They have now won 3 in a row. The Avs beat the Seattle Kraken 3-2 yesterday. Justus Annunen played the entire game. That's a second game in a row playing the entire game, and that's a second win in a row doing that as well. Joel Kiravanta showed out, scoring 2 goals to go along with Nathan McKinnon's 1. Everybody looked great. Most importantly, though, Justus Annunen is playing how he should be playing. That is what I want to see. I said it after they won the last game. As a goalie, you have to come in there and be certain that you can stop and not allow 6 goals a game. And that is the problem that Alexander Georgiev had, is that he was allowing 6 goals per game. 6.25, I think, was our record in those first 4 games. That's what we were allowing per game. And that was mostly on the back of Alexander Georgiev. And then Justus Annunen comes in, and he's played lights out. He allowed 3 goals, I believe, on Sunday, and 2 goals yesterday. That's a more of a winning formula to me. I think that if our offense is going to be scoring like we can right now, 3 goals, that's good. And then we can allow only 2 goals. Obviously that's how you win a game. 3-2, that's how you win a game. But that's going to lead to a winning formula down the line, and that's going to lead to confidence, and that's going to lead to playoffs. Like that's what you want to see from your team out there. So great job. I'm very excited to see where they're going to go now. I was nervous about them at first, but after these 3 wins, I'm a bit more convinced that we can, play and compete in this league. Moving on, Aaron Gordon spoke about his massive 4-year extension. Aaron Gordon recently signed with a 4-year, $133 million extension that will keep him in Denver until 2029. He went on to say, playing alongside Joker, Jamal, and MPJ and being coached under Mike Malone, what more can you ask for? Gordon said to reporters as he continued, from the moment that I got here, Mike Malone has put me in a position to succeed and flourish. He's put me in the right place, and he's encouraged me to just be myself. Got to give so much credit to Michael Malone here. Michael Malone has been the coach that I want to see for the team. Now, I've been down on him before because I think if you have a player like Nikola Jokic, you need to win at least 2 to 3 championships. And if we don't, then it will fall on Mike Malone. But he has done such a great job, Michael Malone has, with building this team and then building the connections inside this team. When I look at Jamal, Jokic, MPJ, Aaron Gordon, all these players, you're seeing Peyton Watson get out in places like this, but they're acting like a family. Like they're really going out and looking out for each other and doing everything that you want to see from a chemistry standpoint. I'm so proud of where this team is right now, and I just want them to be able to come out tomorrow night is our first game of the season. I want them to be able to come out and get a win, start hot. I think that they can do it. I'm so excited. NBA is finally back. We're hearing from Gordon. We're hearing from Michael Malone, Jamal, Jokic. They're going to be on the court tomorrow. It's great. And if you watched the games last night, there were 2 great games. The Celtics just blew out the New York Knicks, and they put up 29 threes in a game. The Celtics were lights out. They were hot. And then the Lakers beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, 2 teams that if you're a Nuggets fan, you probably could care less about because you don't like them. But still, great opening games. Very, very happy that the NBA is back, and I'm so excited to watch the Nuggets tomorrow. Now, moving on, Coach Prime shared some good news about Travis Hunter after he left the past 2 games with an injury. Hunter exited both games against the Kansas State Wildcats and the Arizona Wildcats early after dealing with shoulder issues. Dion said, Travis is better than last week. I think he'll have more productivity because he's feeling much better than last week, as you could just tell with his little giddy up and the way he goes about life, a little more pep in his step today. Travis Hunter will be a key player in the upcoming matchup against the Cincinnati Bearcats. Sorry, the Bearcats are 5-2, along with the Buffs, who share the same record. So this matchup could have major bowl game implications. And if you've been keeping up, the Buffs are in bowl contention. They could make a bowl game, and all they got to do is just win a couple more games. Like they could easily beat the Bearcats. I think they've put up great fights against some of these ranked teams like Kansas State, and I believe Nebraska was ranked there for a bit. But Nebraska, they put up not as much of a fight, but still, it was good to see that they can go out against Kansas State, who's currently the 14th ranked, and only lose by a certain margin. Like it was really, it was good to see that Dion has kind of built a program that's actually competing. Because I know last year we started out hot, beating TCU. We were ranked right off the bat, and then we kind of fell apart. This year, we're not falling apart. This year, we're staying close. We're staying strong. We got a few more tough games coming up, but it's going to be this game against the Bearcats is going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a fight because both of these teams are wanting it the same amount. They want to go to a bowl game. They know that this could have implications for that. So it's going to be really fun to see this matchup and where everything kind of lies out. And it's really good to know that Travis Hunter is going to be back and he's going to be playing and he's going to actually want to, and he's going to be competing for something too, because we've seen with his Heisman odds right now, they're not looking great because he's missed these last 2 games partially. And Ashton Genty's been showing out. So there's not much you can do. So he's going to want to come out and be like, all right, I got to do something to get a Heisman. I got to do it. I got to put the team on my back. So I'm very excited to see what's going to unfold in that game. Now, moving on, the Kansas City Chiefs made a trade for a former 5-time Pro Bowler. The Chiefs gave a conditional 5th-round pick that could turn into a 4th rounder to the Tennessee Titans for DeAndre Hopkins. With injuries to Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, and Juju Smith-Schuster, the Chiefs needed a wide receiver who can make an immediate impact. But DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, this guy was a legend a couple years ago, and now they're picking him up. He's kind of on the back end of his career, but still, Hopkins has racked up 12,538 yards on 943 catches and scored 79 touchdowns in his 12-year career. A lot of numbers I just threw at you, but he's great. That's all you need to know about those numbers, is that he is a 5-time Pro Bowler, and he has been one of the best wide receivers in the past 10 years. He's one of those guys. He's a household name. Everybody remembers him on the Houston Texans. He played on the Cardinals and then on the Tennessee Titans, and now he's going to the Chiefs. And this is a problem. This is a problem for the Broncos. I don't know how the Chiefs keep getting away with this kind of stuff, but they should not be allowed to get a star like that because D-Hop's got gas left in the tank. This is going to be an issue. This is going to be an issue to the Broncos. I don't know about the rest of the league, but we're the ones under that gun. So now they've got a great wide receiver. I don't know why the Broncos didn't try to go out there and do something like that. We need wide receivers. We need a tight end too. But why are we not going out there and trying to make some stuff happen? I want to see some stuff happen in this league. Right now, before the trade deadline, I want to see the Broncos do something like the Chiefs did there. But that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I do want to read some of your comments. Here, right here, this one. I think we should try and get Njoku from the Browns or another tight end and help Bo out. Yes, I think the Broncos need to do something now, especially at the tight end position. Wide receiver 2, I think that they need a true wide receiver 1. I don't think Courtland Sutton's that guy. But the tight end problem on the Broncos is terrible. We need a tight end right now. I think that having a tight end that can just run a little flat route and have Bo right there and get some yards after a catch, that would be huge for Bo's career. If you can just have a big guy to chuck it down to instead of him having to dump it off to his running back who's running a little flat route every single play, he's going to get more yards, it's going to lead to more first downs. I would be so on board with that trade. Getting Njoku from the Browns, and honestly, I don't think it's that crazy because I think the Browns might be in a little bit of a rebuild. They might be like, we need to clean house. We need to get everybody out of here. And I would definitely expect that Njoku would be one of those to go because he's got a little bit of a higher trade value than other people on his team. All right. Same thing here. A top-rated tight end would surely help. Unreal that the Broncos have missed so many drafted guys over the past several years. I agree. And I will be the one to say, I will eat my words. I thought the Broncos should have drafted Brock Bowers instead of Bo Nix. I love Bo Nix. I love him a lot. I do think that Russ could have played out another year. I thought what we needed right now was a great tight end. But I don't think he's doing that well on the Raiders. I don't know his stats exactly, but I don't think he's, playing like as many people thought he would play when he was back in Georgia. So he's not doing anything that we needed. But there are tight ends in this league that I think that we can get right now that would make a huge impact. And David Njoku is actually one of the great ones that comes to mind right there. I think we had a great one in Noah Fant and we got rid of him. But there's so many options that we can go through here, but it's just there's nobody on our team that's going to be able to kind of pick up that slack that we're missing out on. But that is going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I am going to be back with you guys again tomorrow and Friday. It's going to be my last day. I've enjoyed so much time with you guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to make these last 2 days worth it, and I'll see you guys then. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.